Hello. Welcome to our podcast where we are learning not only to be transformed by Jesus, but also to adopt his way of living and loving people.
Amen.
I'm Sherry Carnuccio, and I am joined by my brother-in-law, Pastor Phil Carnuccio.
Great to be with you.
Yes, and today we're diving into a transformative and often overlooked skill called incarnational listening. And I want to say out of the gate here, Phil, don't let the word incarnational scare you off. It might sound theological or abstract, but trust me, this practice is profoundly human. And if you're a leader, a spouse, a parent, a friend, a coworker, a student, this could be one of the most powerful core skills or tools that you will learn. So, Phil, tell us, what is incarnational listening?
Well, we didn't make up the word.
We did not.
The miracle of the incarnation was introduced to us through Jesus, right? And what is that? Jesus left his world and he entered our world. I love how the Gospel of John puts it. It says this, that the Word became flesh and made his dwelling among us. So this truth, actually, I would argue, I think this truth blew people away. Maybe more than any other truth. You can see even in the Gospels, people really struggled believing that God, in all of his holiness, all of his perfection, would draw that near to them. That he would actually step in to their mess, or he steps into our mess, walks in our shoes, and is willing to be fully present with us, the incarnation. So now incarnational listening for us is us offering that to other people. So what does that mean? It's choosing to leave our world, our assumptions, distractions, and need to be right, and to enter someone else's world with empathy and presence. Not to fix, not to correct, not to defend or interrupt, but to simply be with them, just as Jesus has been committed to be with us. But to simply be with them, just as Jesus was to be with us, I love how Peter Scazzaro puts it. He says, incarnational listening is loving like Jesus by being fully present and attentive to another person. You're not listening to respond, which we often do. You're listening to receive. It's not about what you will say next. It's about who you're willing to become in that moment with that person. So, Sherry, does that sound hard?
Yes.
That's because it is.
Yes.
So just let's talk about that. What makes this idea of incarnational listening so difficult?
Yeah, I think we have to be honest here. Most of us don't listen well. We're not innately good listeners. We interrupt, and you mentioned a few of these. We give advice. We might get defensive by something someone said. We zone out. We mentally prepare our response. You know, maybe we want to be funny or witty, and we try to think of quip little answers. And if we're really honest, we get uncomfortable with any emotions that might arise. So we back away. But incarnational listening asks something radically different. It asks us to slow down, to create space, to stay in the tension with someone, to leave our own world and enter someone else's, to listen with our whole body, our heart, and even our silence, and try to really feel what that person is feeling. And I think it feels very countercultural to us because we want to be efficient. We don't want to feel awkward. But it's exactly what people need to feel felt. That is the most important feeling that people have, to feel felt. And I think that's what Jesus did.
Yeah, it's sacred, really. It's a sacred practice to enter another person's world and be with them in it.
Yeah.
It's a gift.
It is a gift.
It's a real gift that is so absent today. So if we can learn to practice this, it's a powerful way to communicate the presence and the love of Jesus. So he modeled it so well, right?
Yeah.
Blind man,
Yep.
Bartimaeus, he entered his world.
Yep.
He loved him so well.
Yep.
The woman at the well.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Even the disciples, they struggled.
Mm-hmm.
What did he do? He stayed with them. He listened. He often led with questions. He listened with compassion. He noticed body language. When we listen to that, we make people feel seen, heard, understood, as you said, Sherry. So it communicates to people that they matter,
Right.
that they're not alone,
Yeah.
and I'm not going anywhere.
Yeah. Yeah. So, Phil, you've walked a lot of life and you've been a pastor for many years. How have you seen this skill, played
Just
out?
the power of it.
Yeah. The
Let me
power
give
of
one
it played out.
example.
Yeah.
My wife and I were doing counseling with a couple.
Yeah.
They came to our home. When they got into our home, they were fighting with each other. Like as they walked in for counseling, they were fighting with each other. Jill and I separated them and we gave them some rules. We talked to them about incarnational listening.
Yeah.
They came back together
Yeah.
and they simply just listened
Wow.
and entered each other's world. They didn't resolve anything.
Right.
Nothing was, there wasn't completion on any issue. All they did was listen to each other incarnationally, and there were tears. They both began to weep. And I said, what's happening? And they said, I actually feel loved. They came in arguing. In fact, they came in 2 different cars.
Wow.
And I peeked out the window as they left. I cheated. I kind of watched them walk back to their 2 cars. And before they got into their separate cars, they were hugging.
That is powerful. Yep.
That's the power
Yeah.
of incarnational listening.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Sherry, share with us just at a foundational level.
Sure.
And then we'll give an example and we'll actually do it. What are some maybe some foundational core values
Sure.
to this?
Okay. I think number one, it's really important to stop everything else when you're talking to someone. Put down the phone, close your laptop, make eye contact. I think that's really important. Send a signal, you have my full attention right now. So 1, stop everything. 2, pause before you speak. Wait a few seconds after the person finishes talking and let their words land. You don't need to fill the silence. Sometimes silence is the ministry. And that's mind-blowing, right? The fact that your word might not be the ministry, silence is the ministry.
Yep.
Yes. Number 3, mirror, don't fix. Say things like, that sounds really painful. Or I can imagine that felt very isolating to you. You're reflecting, not repairing. Number 4, ask curious questions. Try, tell me more about that. Or what was that like for you? Curiosity can really be a bridge to not only connection, but to deeper understanding. I really believe that. And number 5, stay present with emotion. Don't minimize it. Don't cheer it up. Be willing to sit in someone's sadness, confusion, or anger with kindness.
That's great. So let's actually talk about the exercise
Sure.
of
The
incarnational
practicals.
listening. It will feel a bit, I don't know if the word's rigid at first. Maybe stoic at first because you're learning a new pattern, a new exercise. It's like I threw with my right hand my whole life. Now I'm going to throw with my left hand and you'd be a bit Doppler. It will feel this way. But as a listener, let me go over the listener and then sure, you can go. You can talk about the speaker.
Sure.
But as a listener in incarnational listening, first, number 1, give the speaker your full attention. Sherry just talked about that. Number 2, step into the speaker's shoes. Feel what they're feeling. 3, avoid judging or interpreting. Number 4, reflect back as accurately as you can what you heard them say. Sometimes even using the same words they used.
Yeah.
Number 5, when you think they're done, ask this, is there more?
Yeah.
Is there more? And number 5, when the speaker is done, ask, of everything you have shared, what is the most important thing you want me to remember?
Yep. Great. All right. And as the speaker, I'm going to give you 5 ways to exercise as the speaker. So number 1, speak in the I, because you're not including anyone else. You're speaking from your perspective. Number 2, keep your statements brief, because that rolls into number 3. You're going to stop and let the listener kind of catch up and paraphrase what you've just said so they can really catch it and you can be understood. Number 4, include feelings. Don't disclude them. And number 5, be honest, clear, and respectful.
Yeah, I just want to add when Sherry said include feelings, that's hard for us. So sometimes, things like being sad or afraid or angry or loving, happy, confused, interested, hurt.
Yeah.
Feelings get us a little bit more in touch with what's going on inside.
Yep.
We're not used to identifying those things. We talk factually, but we often don't talk about emotions.
Right.
So as the speaker, learn to use that. Okay.
Yep.
Why don't we do it? We're
Sure.
going to actually do the exercise
Okay.
very briefly.
Yep.
So
You're going
I'll
to be the
start.
speaker,
I'll be the speaker,
and I'll
Sherry,
be the listener.
You be the listener.
Okay.
So recently, Jill and I had a little bit of a traumatic episode. We were in Bermuda, and my goal was to create some safe space for her to snorkel. She tends to get a bit nervous, and I was excited because we found a private beach. And
So recently, you and Jill, your wife, were vacationing in Bermuda, and one of your goals for the vacation was to make Jill feel safe. And you were snorkeling on a private beach. Did I get that?
Yeah, we didn't go in yet.
Okay.
I was preparing. I went in.
Okay.
I made sure it was safe
Okay.
before she got in the water.
Okay.
And I was so excited. And then I brought her into the water.
Okay. So you went in first to make
Yes.
sure the water was safe.
Right.
And then you mentioned for her to come in and join you.
Yes.
Is that right? Okay.
So that happened.
Yeah.
She got in the water with me, and it was beautiful. And I don't know, sometimes you have one of those moments where there's a breakthrough. And I felt like we had a breakthrough because Jill relaxed. And she was enjoying herself, and we were moving at a slower pace, and everything was beautiful.
Okay. So you felt like there was a little bit of breakthrough, maybe on vacation, because Jill was starting to really relax, and she enjoyed the water, and she really started to enjoy snorkeling.
Yeah, that moment.
That
and I
moment.
was excited. I'm like,
Okay.
this is a goal.
Okay.
But that only lasted for about 15 seconds
Oh.
because right after I thought that in my mind, we're having a great moment here,
Yeah.
Jill started to scream.
Oh my goodness.
And I was in shock because I didn't know what was wrong.
Okay, so the moment quickly changed. You went from thinking it was relaxing and enjoyable to her screaming.
Right.
And then you were shocked
I was.
that something was happening.
Was happening to her, and I didn't know
To
what
her.
it was. And it was upsetting.
Yeah.
And I noticed when I looked on her back, I noticed that there was, she was being stung by a Portuguese man of war.
Wow.
And I
Okay.
could see it on her back.
Okay. So she was upset, and then you noticed that she was being stung by a Portuguese man of war, and you could actually see the tentacles on her
Yes.
back.
Yeah, so I hit them off,
Okay.
and I grabbed her, and I assured her she was going to be okay. And I held her into my arms and got to a safe place until she can calm down.
Wow. Okay. So you made sure she was okay.
Yeah.
The initial attack was over. And then you held her in your arms, making sure that she was okay.
Yes. And then finally, we did make our way back to the beach, and God, by his grace, we ran into a pastor who was there and his wife, and they were able to put us in the car and get us to a place where we can take care of it.
Okay. So you made it back to the beach, and you found somebody who happened to be a pastor who had a car, and he took you to get
Yeah.
help.
Yeah.
Help.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
I just felt like, yeah, that was a hard part of the vacation.
Yeah.
I felt sad
Yeah.
that a moment like that was interrupted like that. That I want Jill in the future to go snorkeling with me, and I don't think that's going to happen.
Yeah.
And I don't blame her.
Yeah. Yeah. I can imagine that would have been hard for both of you. Her going through the pain of it,
Yep.
and you feeling almost defeated, maybe?
A little bit, yes, I felt defeated.
Yeah.
And a little discouraged.
Yeah, I totally get that discouragement.
In fact, when we got home, she wrote me a card and she drew a jellyfish. And it said in the card that she wrote, "Hey, thank you for saving my life, but I'll never snorkel with you again."
Oh, wow. Okay, that's a hit.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow, I'm sorry that happened to both of you.
Yeah.
Is there any more to the story?
There is, but that's enough. For now.
Okay, that's enough. Of everything that you just told me, Phil, what is something that you'd like me to remember?
Yeah, I think in my marriage, I want to create safe places for my wife to grow and experience kind of like the adventure of life.
Yeah.
And that was hard.
Yeah.
That was disappointing that got, what's the word it got?
Twisted?
Yeah, it just got sabotaged.
Sabotage.
It got
There you go.
sabotaged
Yeah,
by that moment.
Yeah.
And I'm feeling the sadness of that. Thanks for
Yes.
listening.
Yeah, I appreciate you sharing. I'm sorry about that.
So there you go. So just I felt heard. I felt understood. We could actually interview each other on how that actually felt. It felt very loving. I felt like Sherry was with me in my emotions. But we want to end with this. This question for you as our listeners. Who in your life needs your incarnational listening this week?
Yeah.
Maybe it's your spouse, your teenager, a coworker, or a friend going through something heavy. What if instead of offering advice, you first offered your presence?
Yeah, and I just want to say, let's remember that the skill of incarnational listening is not a technique. It's actually a form of love, an act of humility, and a spiritual discipline. Because to truly listen to someone is to give them the gift of being seen, the gift of your full attention. And that is one of the holiest gifts we can offer each other. Thanks for joining us today. If this episode resonated with you, consider sharing it with someone. Or better yet, listen with someone. And let this be a start to a deeper conversation.
Yes. And
Thanks,
I just want to say as we're ending, I'm so thankful for Peter and Jerry's Kazera.
Yes, amen.
And Emotionally Healthy Discipleship, who has really introduced this concept to us. And it's been
Absolutely.
just a great,
it's changed the
skill.
way I talk to people, and I just really appreciate that. All right. Have a great day.